Welcome to today's session, mini Copilot lesson for Microsoft 365. My name is Qiulin Ren, and I'm excited to take you on a short but insightful journey into how AI is transforming the way we work and learn every day. As you can see on this slide, Copilot is now integrated across the Microsoft core applications: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams. Its main idea is simple but powerful: work smarter, not harder. Behind Copilot lie an incredible technology foundation. It's powered by large language models, or LLMs. These models have been trained on vast amount of large language data, and can understand context, generate content, and even help us analyze or summarize information just like a human assistant. So what makes Copilot so special that it's not a separate app or chatbot? It's built directly into Microsoft 365 ecosystem you already use every day. In this lesson, we will explore how Copilot enhances productivity across different Microsoft apps, and how it's compared with a tool like ChatGPT, and most importantly, how to use them safely and effectively. Now, before we dive into the specific Microsoft apps, let's take a moment to understand how Copilot is different from something you already be familiar with. For example, ChatGPT. Both ChatGPT and Copilot are powered by large language models, and both can generate text, summarize information, and assist with the creative or analytical task. But there is one key difference: integration. Microsoft Copilot is built inside the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. This means it works directly within the Office software: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams, using the same files, permissions, and security system that your organization already trusts. You don't have to copy and paste information between the apps and worry about compatibility, as Copilot lives where your work already happens. On the other hand, ChatGPT is a standalone AI platform. It's flexible and can be used for a wide range of tasks, admittedly, from brainstorming to coding, but it operates outside your Microsoft environment. This means it doesn't automatically follow your organization's security and compliance controls. So, in a summary, ChatGPT can be regarded as a general-purpose assistant, while Copilot is your secure Microsoft integrated coworker. And Copilot can understand your business context, your document, and your emails, but it still respects the privacy and data boundaries defined by Microsoft account. So, how to find Copilot correctly? You must subscribe to Unlock Office 365. If you are using the Office 2021 or 2016, you won't have Copilot integrated directly into the Office software, but you can still access Copilot chat separately into the browser or desktop like ChatGPT. But if you subscribed Office 365, you can access Copilot directly from the toolbar or sidebar icon in your apps. Just click, describe what you want, and start working with you instantly. This combination of familiarity, security, and AI power is what will make Microsoft 365 Copilot such as a valuable upgrade for both professionals and students alike. Okay, let's take a closer look at how Copilot works inside the Microsoft Word, the place where most of us spend a huge portion of work or study time on it. Imagine you are starting a new report or an essay you are sharing at a blank page. With Copilot, that moment of hesitation can disappear. You just simply type a short prompt like, "Give me an introduction for a marketing analysis report about jewelry," and Copilot will instantly generate a structured, professional draft for you. That's what is meant by draft and write effortlessly, as you don't have to start from scratch anymore. You start from something solid and then you refine it with your own idea and voice. Copilot can also expand, rephrase, or adjust your writing tone. For example, you can ask it to make your message sound more formal, persuasive, or concise. Copilot can also help you summarize or edit a long document. If you have a 40 or 50 pages report, you can simply ask, "Summarize the document in few bullet points," or "Make these sections more concise or consistent." It can even recommend structure and formatting improvements so your final version looks more polished and professional. And when it comes to the teamwork, Copilot can help you collaborate smarter, as it can align your writing tone to fit your audience. For instance, making an internal memo sounds more direct or an academic essay more objective. It can also highlight key points or areas that might need feedback, helping you streamline collaborations with colleagues. So, Copilot turns Word into an intelligent word writing partner, one that helps you express your ideas faster, clearer, and more confidently. Let's move on to a most exciting and practical application of Copilot, Microsoft Excel. Excel has always been a powerful tool for analyzing data, but sometimes it can feel overwhelming. Too many formulas, too many numbers, and the use of VBAs, and too much time spending formatting on that. With Copilot in Excel, you can analyze and visualize your data instantly. You can ask your questions in plain English, such as, "Summarize the sales trends by region over the past 1 year," or "Show me which product categories had the biggest growth." Copilot can automatically generate summaries, tables, and charts, surfacing key trends, outlier, and KPIs without having to build complex formula yourself. Copilot can also help you with formulas and modeling. Instead of searching online for syntax or examples, you can simply describe what you need. "Show me how to calculate the average revenue per customer," or create a formula that identified an order above $1,000. Copilot can write or even explain formulas like sum, average, and if in natural language. It can also suggest a pivot table or dashboard. You can see the data from different perspectives instantly. And finally, Copilot can also support forecasting or optimizations. You can run what-if scenarios such as, "What happened if our cost increased by 10%? Copilot will analyze its patterns and propose a budget adjustment or efficiency improvement to help you make data-driven decisions. So all in all, instead of spending hours crushing numbers, Copilot lets you focus on insight, strategy, and actions, turning Excel from a spreadsheet into the true decision-making partner. Let's explore how Copilot enhances PowerPoint, a tool we all use to share ideas, teach, or make a presentation. Creating a presentation can often take hours deciding what to include, structure the flow, choosing the visuals, and making it look professional. But with a Copilot in PowerPoint, you can start with just a simple idea. Even a few sentences, and let the Copilot turn into a complete, well-organized slide deck. This is what I meant by create and structure slide. You can, for example, type, create a 5-slide presentation about the benefit of renewable energy for businesses. Copilot can instantly build a slide with titles, bullet points, and logical sections. It can even import content directly from the Word document to save your time on formatting and layout. But Copilot doesn't stop there. It can also help with design and visual enhancements. It can recommend the professional theme, layout designs, and images that match your topic. You can even ask it to make this slide more clear or simple, or use a clear color palette, or adjust the tone for the formal presentation. Copilot can adjust your slide to the right style to audience, helping you create something visually compelling without the need of designer. And finally, Copilot supports you when it's time to summarize and present. It can take a long text and condense into the key talking points, or even generate presentation notes or script for each slide, just like the one you're hearing right now. Let's move on to one of the tools we all rely on every day, is Microsoft Outlook. For many of us, our inbox can feel like a never-ending to-do list. Between reading, replying, and managing meetings, email easily become one of the most time-consuming parts of the day. Copilot in Outlook helps you take back control of the time and attention. First of all, it can summarize and prioritize long email threads. Imagine opening a conversation with hundreds of replies. Instead of reading each message one by one, Copilot can instantly provide short summaries of the main point, decisions, and next step, and even highlight urgent messages or pending responses. This lets you understand the context at a glance and focus only on what matters most. Copilot can also draft and refine replies. You can ask it to write a quick professional email for you. For instance, write an applied response to a professor, confirm a meeting tomorrow, and ask for the latest report. Within seconds, you will have a real written draft. You can also adjust the tone, the length, or style. Maybe you want it to sound more formal, more concise, and more friendly. Copilot adopts instantly. Copilot can also help you plan and follow up. It can look at your calendar to suggest suitable meeting times, summarize action items, and even create reminders and follow-up tasks. In short, Copilot turns Outlook into the personal communication assistant, helping you manage your inbox efficiently, respond thoughtfully, and stay organized without stress of constant email overload. Now let's talk about one of the most dynamic environments in Microsoft 365, which is Microsoft Teams. It is only support business account or the university credit accounts. The personal individual accounts are not yet accredited. But anyway, it's where conversations happen, meeting taking place, and projects move forward. But as we all know, when multiple people are chatting or meeting at once, it can be difficult to keep track of who said what decision made, and what need to happen next. That's exactly where Copilot in Teams become invaluable. First, Copilot can summarize and record key moments in real time. During or after the meeting, it automatically captures highlights, decisions, and next step. No more worrying about missing notes or forgetting tasks. It can also summarize a long chat thread or project discussions, so you don't have to scroll through dozens of messages to find what is important. Copilot can also help you plan and collaborate more effectively. You can ask it to generate meeting agendas, extract action items, or assign tasks to specific people based on what was discussed. It keeps the project organized, ensuring that responsibilities are clear and deadlines visible to everyone. And beyond that, Copilot can help enhance team productivity. It ensures every team member's input is captured, offer reminders on unfinished tasks, and provide quick insight and process updates as your project moves forward. In short, Copilot in team act like a built-in project coordinator, helping your group stay aligned, productive, and focused even in the busiest environments. And one of the most important things is the Microsoft Edge. And let's take a look on how Copilot integrates with the Microsoft Edge, your main web browser, and how it can completely change the way you research, read, and learn online. In our daily routines, we deal with the overwhelming amount of information on the internet, read long articles, reports, or doing literature reviews that can make hours to thought through. Copilot in Edge help you turn that flood of information into clear insight in just a second. So first of all, Copilot can read and summarize information. If you are reading a long web page, you can simply ask, summarize this article, or what are the three main arguments here? Copilot can instantly condense the content into the key takeaways, highlighting the main ideas and supporting evidence so you can understand complex materials quickly and efficiently. Secondly, Copilot helps with research and comparison. You can ask it to gather insight from multiple web sources, compare products, reviews, or academic materials, or even find contrasting opinions on the same topic. For students and professionals alike, this means no more opening 10 tabs and taking endless notes. Copilot's brain is research together for you. And thirdly, Copilots help you organize and stay safe online. It can manage your collections and reading list, helping you group related sources neatly. And it can also recommend the trust and privacy safe sources so you can stay secure while researching or browsing. In summary, Copilot in Edge is like having a smart research assistant be right in your browser. Help read smarter, compare faster, and make better decisions without ever leaving your page. Bravo! Now let's talk about what all actually means for you, the student. Microsoft 365 Copilot isn't just about automating work. It's about enhancing the way you learn, collaborate, and think. There are 4 key benefits that make Copilot an incredibly powerful study companion. First, it helps you work smarter and learn faster. Copilot can automate repetitive tasks like summarizing readings, formatting essays, or generating reference lists, so you can focus on understanding or creating, not just typing. Second, Copilot can help you collaborate more effectively. Whether you're working on a group project or preparing a class presentation, Copilot can help you deal with complex situations, communicate clearly, share organized notes, and ensure everyone stays aligned on goals or next step. Thirdly, it can help enhance productivity and decision making. Copilot can analyze your data, maybe a survey or an experiment, and turn into insight in the visual within a second. And finally, Copilot can ensure the security and compliance because it's integrated into the Microsoft 365 environment. Your data stays safe, private, and compliant with your institution's security standard. Overall, for students, Copilot is more than just a productivity tool. It's a real learning accelerator. It can help you think critically, collaborate smoothly, and focus on creativity instead of routine. It is important to notice that we have seen what Copilot can do. How to use it responsibly is equally important. Like any powerful tool, AI should be used with care, integrity, and awareness. The first principle is to protect privacy and data. This means never entering personal, confidential, or sensitive information into the AI prompt, whether it's a private student record, institution data, or anything that shouldn't be shared outside your organization. Even though the Microsoft 365 has strong security controls, your own habits are still first line of defense. Secondly, it's essential to stay ethical and transparent. Copilot is meant to assist you, but not to do your work for you. So you need to think of it as a collaborator, not a replacement. When you use AI to brainstorm, edit, or analyze, you need to keep your own critical thinking and creativity at the center of your process. And when you use AI-generated context in the work, make sure being transparent, acknowledge or cite that assistance when it's appropriate. Finally, always think critically about what Copilot produces. AI is powerful, but it's not yet perfect. It can make mistakes, misunderstood context, or write too much or too long summaries, or reflect bias in the data. So that's why it's important to review, fast-check, and refine its output before relying on it for decisions or submissions. Let's take a moment to see how everything we discussed actually come together in the real example, something students and researchers do all the times. Reading academic papers and give a summary of a specific literature. Here is one of the scenarios. You want to read a research paper and quickly understand its main contributions, the existing research gaps, and what future slides or studies might address those gaps. Normally, this took hours of time to read and make notes, but by taking advantage of Copilot, the process becomes much faster and more focused. You first need to identify a task. To do any of the work, you must start defining your goal clearly. For example, in this case, I want to read a paper and obtain a summary, identify the main findings and highlight research gaps. You can write down those things for the Copilot and then try to generate a prompt. You can type something like, summarize this paper in 100 words and list the top 3 research gaps it identifies, or explain how the study methodology differs from the previous research. The more focused your prompt, the more accurate and helpful Copilot response will be. And finally, generate results. Copilots will then create concise, well-structured summaries of paper, covering the key research points, clearly stating the gap, and even recommending other related paper or sources that address those missing areas. What is powerful about this is not the Copilot doing thinking for you, it's just giving you a starting point. You can still review, evaluate, and refine this insight, but now you're working on a higher level, spending more time on creativity, analyzing ideas, and less time on just gathering or copying them. Let's get started. So, start from the desktop and select a paper. In this case, I select a typical journal article and right-click your mouse. Open with Microsoft Edge. And now you can see a paper. Scroll down and to make sure everything was loaded and perfect. When you load this web page, you can see a Copilot icon on the top right corner. Just left click And now you can see a greeting sentence and some summaries of hints. Before you create a message or prompt to the Copilot, you should make sure the settings, privacy, context clues is on. Otherwise, it could not generate text. After you turn on the settings, you can type something. For example, give me a summary of this paper and enter. After a few seconds, it can give you a response. So scroll down. Now you can see the research objective, a few main key concepts, the methodology they used, and the summaries of their results, and some research insights. The conclusions may have some future recommendations, and many of the research gaps can be found from these conclusions. So write down identifying research gaps and press enter. And now you can see a bunch of research gaps here. For example, limited application on a joint method to VWTs, simplified CFD modeling, and snapshot-based optimization limitations, or turbulence modeling constraints, or lack of experimental validations, blah blah blah. And then after you made a quick summary and a list of research gaps, now you need to address them and think about what's the research gap is the most important, and to type I need to research more on 3D modeling of that. Can you recommend some paper for me to read to address those gaps? Perfect. Now you can see a list of recommended paper for 3D VWTs modeling and optimizations. Each one has shown the author, focus, and highlights. And finally, make a comparison of those papers. After you saw the comparisons, you can get which one is most important for you. Okay, now you already got all of the working examples on that. So let's go back to the slides. We have seen that the Microsoft 365 Copilot isn't just another software featured, it's a new way of working and learning. Copilot is more than a tool, it's truly a partner. It supports your creativity when you are writing, your logic, and when you are analyzing data, your organizations, when you are collaborating with others. By combining the human intelligence with AI assistance, Copilot definitely transform how we write, analyze, and present and communicate. But perhaps the most important message of all is this: AI doesn't replace your thinking, it just amplifies it. So, as leaving these sessions, remember the phrase: work smarter, create freely, and collaborate confidently. That is the heart of Microsoft 365 Copilot and the future of how we'll work and learn.